This is where we left off, and to not waste your time, let's jump into the code. Okay, so this is the code. I'm not going to read this out to you. We're actually going to start from scratch, so let's just delete all this code. But before all that, let's actually give you a quick introduction. So, hello, and welcome to Raylib. This is going to be a fun tutorial, and hopefully not a brain-numbing one. I know a lot of tutorials are brain-numbing. I'm not funny, and I'm not quirky, but I am going to try to do my best to not make this just a listen to me talk, watch me code, and just be a slave. That's not my goal with this. Regardless, I am going against the typical learning style of Raylib, where it's learn by example. But I do ask that when you're coding alongside me, you pause for a little bit and look at the code that I'm doing. I will explain it as I'm writing it, but I also want you to not get lost in the sauce, for better or worse term, whatever. So just not get lost in the sauce, pause every once in a while and look at your code and be like, this is code that I understand. Anyways, let's start out. So, in any good Raylib project, you want to initialize that window. So let's do that. Raylib.init window. This takes in a width, a height, and a title. Outside of our main function, we're going to define some constants here. We're going to make a screen width, and we're going to set this to some random number. I'm going to say 800, because that is what I'm feeling today. And we're also going to make a screen height, if I can spell, and we're going to set this to 400. These are arbitrary numbers I just came out my ass, really, so if you have anything better that looks better, do it. Throughout this tutorial series, probably going to change it. Alright, let's go ahead and switch the thingy-doodles here. Let's put in a width, and let's also put in a height for our parameters. The title of the application is up to you, dude. You can call it Nathaniel's Pong or Pingle Paddle, whatever you want. I'm going to call it Tut Pong for tutorial Pong. Alright, now with any good in it comes a good close window function. So I don't know why it's not d-init window, but we're go anyways. If you don't have this, it won't close the window at the end of the function, and that's not a good thing. Alright, so we're going to make a while loop now. So this while loop is going to act as our main game loop. Nah, fame loop. You know what? We're keeping it that way. So for our main game loop, what this is, if you don't know, this is pretty much where every single piece of logic is really placed in here. Movement, capturing of keys, drawing sprites, everything is done here. This is something that's run every single frame, and obviously it's a pretty big thing. Regardless, how do we know the condition of this while loop? Okay, well, we want to do it whenever the window closes, this while loop stops. So to do that, Raylib has a pretty convenient function called rl.close should close window by window should close. Fuck me, I can't do it like a tutorial. Window should close. So this returns a true or false. True if the window should close, false if it shouldn't. And as this is a while loop, we want false to be true, so let's make a little knot there. Alright, so now that we're here, we gotta tell Raylib that we are going to begin drawing things. So we can do rl.begin drawing. We also gotta make sure that Raylib knows that we stop drawing. So we can do defer.end drawing. We're pretty much set, dude. This is it. We just need a few extra things. Let's go ahead and do rl.draw rectangle. So this is our first actual time drawing a shape. And if you're new to Raylib, this is going to be magical. So draw rectangle takes in a position X, position Y, a width, height, and color. For this case, I'm just going to do position at 0, 0. The width, I'm just going to do something 32, because seems reasonable enough to me. And just like good OpenGL fashion, we're going to do a bare-ass red. Alright, this is pretty much all set. There's one key detail we're missing out here, and that's to actually set the frame rate of the application. So you can do this by doing rl dot set target FPS, and then set this to 60. 30 would look choppy because the ball is going to be moving pretty fast. All right, let's see if this compiles, and if it doesn't compile, you sob, but it should be okay. And here we are. We have red little square. That's cool. That's going to be it for this tutorial. In the next video, I'm going to be actually making this ball a ball. Yeah, that's going to be cool.